All right. Hello, hello. Okay. All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. Good afternoon. I cannot see if anyone is in here. You know how I am delayed at times with these comments, and then after I see them. So I want to shout people out, but I just don't know where they are on my phone. Sorry. Okay. But I wanted to jump on here after a conversation. Oh, I see a comment. Hi. Alrighty. I'm in business because I'm like, I don't even know where they are. Alrighty. Hey, boss lady. I hope you're well. So I just got off a call, and one of the things that I wanted to share as a nonprofit consultant, I see this so many times, and I think it is necessary to share with you all about the nonprofit filing process in brevity. I'm going to do an entire workshop on this next month. We haven't released a date, sorry, but quickly, I get the question, hey, Shanquetta, and FYI, you may be new to connecting with me, maybe just know me as a Mama Shanquetta, or I've seen you at church. I am Shanquetta Cunningham. Even though you're on my personal page, you may not know what I do, but I am a nonprofit and community strategist. I love all things nonprofit, government sector, and most importantly, how do we connect resources to the individuals and institutions that are creating impact and change in their communities. And so, whether that's through facilitation, funding, strategic advising, that's my jam. Okay. So, again, I get asked the question all the time. We apply with the state, we have our EIN. I need you to help me find grant funding. Well, let me share with you. While you have done the, first great steps, you filed as an incorporated entity with the state as a domestic nonprofit. Most people do. You can choose to be foreign, international, but most people are filing the form to be a domestic nonprofit with the state of Arkansas. Awesome job. And then you moved on to apply for your employment identification number, your EIN. Awesome job, because after you get the approval from the state, they will send you the information because you're going to need that date, and that's the date you're going to file for your entity so that you can start opening up a bank account and moving forward with your nonprofit organization. But let me tell you, you are only a state entity, if I get that word out, at this point. You're only certified as an entity within the state of your filing. You can absolutely apply as well to solicit to fundraise. You can raise money for any cause. I raise money for, like, I'm wearing a Raiders shirt because I was between dance camps and volleyball camps today. You can always ask for money, but are your donations tax deductible? Only because you filed with the state, you have your EIN, and the answer is no. Why? Because we have another step. We have to pay Uncle Sam. The government says, and not Shanquetta. So you ask me about fees and consulting, that's inclusive. And I share with you, we're going to be paying at the minimum $275. That's minimum with the state. I'm sorry, with the IRS. And that's a whole nother topic of why nonprofits are housed with the Internal Revenue Service. But yes, IRS, you will be paying for your nonprofit, your charitable organization, to certify that EIN number. So people are absolutely correct. I have my EIN. And if you've been speaking with an organized entity that shows you their tax exemption letter, the federal determination letter that says they are approved as a tax deductible, as an organized entity, they can start receiving tax deductible donations, and they will share, well, hey, my EIN number is the same from when I filed that's on this form. They are absolutely correct. But again, the difference, they paid the money to the government. And so if you have said, hey, I filed with the state, I have my EIN, but until you've paid a couple of $100s, you are just an organized entity within the state. You have to pay that fee to have that EIN certified. I know I keep saying EIN number when N is the number in EIN. Excuse me, but you all get it, right? So you can ask for donations, but I know a number of people, because you can look up anyone's exemption status. If you go under IRS and under charitable organizations, you can look to see if any organization have did that follow through and have paid for that number to be certified. And that's how you can tell if they are a tax exempt entity, only if they have paid that fee to the government. And so if you are there, and if you are operating as a nonprofit and you're asking for donations, it's okay, breathe, because I know an amazing consultant that can take you to the final step and get you officially tax exempt. So tell your people to tell your people, and I'm going to put my link in here. Excuse me. Cancel. I'm blocking my computer. I'm going to put my link in here if you want to set up a strategy session or consultation to begin that process. But you have to pay at minimum with the IRS $275. Now, depending on the form that we file, then it depends also on the fee. But we can get into that depending on your situation. But typically, if you anticipate that you will have revenue of $50,000 or under, then we can file a different form and it would have less cost on those fees. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. It will be a less fee cost for that. And so just depend on your status. If you are a faith-based institution or an organization, how do I say this in simplest terms? I've learned the hard way. Now, if you are have a faith-based component and you're doing things like you want to consider yourself a Christian-based organization, then this form that you can file that's less fees, they call a 1023 EZ form. We can definitely file that. But if you are a church, you will have to file the traditional form, which is the long form, which is way more extensive and more expensive. So if you are a church as well, now mind you, there's a big debate. I have various thoughts whether a church, I've seen both pros and I've also seen some other sides. It just really depends on your overall community kingdom goal, whether you should file your church as a nonprofit or have a nonprofit outreach arm of your church, because faith-based institutions, when you're categorized as a church, etc., enjoy some of the same benefits. But if you are looking to get into grants and different things, then that is a different conversation. But I probably have digressed. All that to say, tell your people that if you've only filed with the state and you have an EIN ask them the question Shanquetta said. And Shanquetta told me to ask you, have you paid the IRS? And if they have not, send them on to me, but tell them they're not tax exempt. It's not a burst your bubble. It's saying we still have another thing to do. All righty, I dropped my information in there, but I just wanted to share that with you because, again, I just got off the phone of trying to come in and like at least do an hour of consulting and all of the great things. And that came up and I was like, let me just share it and hop on live and share that information because people don't know what they don't know. And so this is my profession, but I just wanted to share that with you. Please also like, tag, and share with individuals who may have just launched an entity. And again, there's so much misinformation out there. There's a lot of voices in this space, but I have strived to be a voice of integrity in this nonprofit and a philanthropic space. And so I assure you that even if, we work together, I work with you, for you, but my goal is to strive to educate all of my clients with the process. And again, because of certain images and how certain entities and organizations, you see so many public things that a lot of people don't know the processes of getting to that way. And a lot of the organizations that's been followed. Let me stay focused. So if you need support, call me. All righty. But tell your people again, ask them, have you paid the IRS? And if you've not paid the IRS, you are not a tax exempt entity. Spread the word, people. All right. Y'all stay cool out here because the heat is heating. All right. Thank y'all so much for joining. Appreciate you. Till next time.